What up, Peace Giant fans? Um, I was doing another mock draft. Uh, so I'm gonna be doing it on the laptop. So if I'm gonna be talking you through it because it may not be clear. But we're on the Mock Draft Hero site. It's free, and you actually have different databases that you can draft from. So different big boards. So you have Mock Draft Database, you have Pro Football Focus, you have Draft Tech, and you have Pro Football Network. We're going to be using the Mock Draft Database big board because that's the most recent one. It was updated on the 12th of April, which was today. The closest one after that is Draft Tech, which was done on the 11th, and Pro Football Network, which was done on the 10th, and Pro Football Focus, which was done on the 2nd of April. So we're going to use the most recent one. Let's get into it. And I'm going to show y'all, because the Giants seem to be in a dilemma. Some people want Caleb Downs. There was some talk about he had a degenerative knee issue or something. He said there's nothing to those claims. There's people that want Sonny Styles. There's people that want Jeremiah Love. I'm showing a mock draft where I was able to get Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs in the first round. So pay attention, and we're going to look at that. I did one where we was able to get Jeremiah Love too, believe it or not. But we didn't have no first or second or third round picks for the next 2 years by doing that. That was a little too rich for me. So we going to get into it and see what's up. And, y'all let me know how y'all like it. All right. So first, to change the view on this, as you see, I've already selected the big board. I've already selected the team, which is the Giants. And we're going to start. So you can adjust the speed on this, which is what I like. You have the player screen over here. And Fernando Mendoza, David Bailey, Reese, and Jeremiah Love. Okay, so what I do and what I feel the Giants should do now, Cleveland is offering us the 39th pick, but I don't know if you can see it, but they want a second round pick for next year, our 105th pick, and they'll give us pick 5. We receive pick 6 and pick 39. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to propose a trade, and I'm going to select my trade partner, which is the Cleveland Browns. And we're going to do pick 6, which is a pick swap. We're going to do pick 107. Okay. And I like this because it also gives you a grade. So right now it says it favors the Giants, and it's a 9-point difference. I generally like to stay within 10 to 15 points. I think that's reasonable and respectable. I try not to do no lucrative trades that don't make sense. So I try to stay within 10 to 15 points. So this one is a 9. And I think that's pretty good. But we need that 24th pick. So we're going to add the 24th pick. Now, as you see right now, 714 to 468. So we got to sweeten that up a little bit. Okay? So we can add a second round pick. We can add another second round pick. We're still off. So we're going to have to drop off a first somewhere in here. So I say we drop off a first. And we're at 714 to 643. And we drop off a third. Now we're at 714 to 645. Now the difference is about 30. Now we're going to sweeten it up. So we're going to go here to select player. This is what I also like about this. And we're going to give the Cleveland Browns Darius Slayton. You know, Shedeur Sanders needs a wide receiver to pair with Jerry Jeudy. So now, right now, we're at about a 34-point difference, let's say, 30-point. The player is going to be about a 20-point swing. So we're still in that region of 10 to 15 points that I like to stay in. So we're going to go down here. We're going to do trade accept. Boom. Now, as you see, the Browns, they took Francis Mauigoa. Okay, that's cool. So this is where it gets interesting because I've done a couple of drafts where we were not getting greedy, but we were trying to get extra picks. So as you see, the Rams, Tampa Bay, Kansas City. Now, Kansas City is a sweet spot for us, but that's too far back. We're not going to be able to get Sonny Styles at 9. That's not going to happen. So we'll be able to get Caleb Downs, but we won't be able to get Sonny Styles. So we're going to have to decline that. Now, we could go Washington because Washington, they have Carnell Tate still on the board. They still got Mekhi Lemon. Now, we could go and try to work out a trade with Washington. And let's see if it's even worth it. Because it might not even be worth it to risk the pick. 7. They're not going to do a third rounder. That's going to be too much. That's a 50-point swing. Nah, that's too much. We could do pick. That's still too much. Now, we could go and we could say, look, we can, because right here we got a 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The thing is, I really don't want to give Washington a first round pick. So I'm going to say we offer a third rounder from them. It still favors Washington. Okay. That's 446 to 441. Can you see that? All right. Now this, a 4 and a 5, slightly favors the Giants. Okay. Now I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that trade. Now, okay. The Washington Redskins took Carnell Tate. That's great. Great news for us. Now, we can gamble because that means we can gamble because the Saints need an edge rusher and Ruben Bain is still on the board. The problem is Sonny Styles is still on the board. But I think the Saints are going to take Ruben Bain. I think they're going to take Ruben Bain. So, let's do another trade. Let's go to trade partner. Let's go to Saints. Okay, so we're gonna go to 8. We're gonna do a pick swap, and we're gonna ask for 132. So that trade slightly favors New Orleans. We're gonna do 136. Okay, so that's a 14-point swing. So we're still within our 20-point limit. I think we can do that. And let's hope that they take Ruben Bain. All right. They took Ruben Bain. Okay, so now if you look at our draft picks, these are our draft picks. We got 8, 24, 37, 105, 107, 132, 136, 145. And we still got 186, 192, and 193. All right. So now this is where the draft gets interesting, because we can trade right now. The thing is, we don't want to go past here, because we don't want to go past the Bengals, because the Bengals are going to take Caleb Downs. They're going to take him. The Chiefs might even take him because they have a need. Wide receiver is a bigger need. Corner is a bigger need. You have Mansour Delane still on the board. You got Jamad McCoy still on the board. So Kansas City, I think, will be good. But just in case, what we'll do is we'll go here. So Kansas City wants, for pick 9, they want the 24th and the 37th. Okay? That's what they want. And as you see, that's a 12-point favor for Kansas City. Now, the problem is I can't go back and make that trade myself. This is what Kansas City is offering. So, this is what we have to do. We have to do pick 9. For pick 9, we give up the 24th and we give up our second round pick. All right, a lot of y'all are saying, man, that's too much, bro. But for the Giants to get what they need, which is Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs, this is what's going to have to happen. So we're going to go here and we're going to accept. All right, so right now we're golden. We are golden. Now, for shits and giggles, let's see. Now, if we wanted to, okay, we could make the trade with Detroit if we wanted Jeremiah Love. This is what I was saying, where feasibly the Giants could trade for Jeremiah Love, Sonny Styles, and Caleb Downs all in the first round. They can trade for all 3 of those players, but we'll have to give up all of our first round picks, our second round picks, and I believe a third round. And I think that's a little too much. I think the Giants are going to be crazy in 2 years. So 2028, I really don't care about it. 2027, we're still going to be building a little bit. But we're not concerned with Jeremiah Love. This is about Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. So this is too late for us. So we're going to decline that. Now, we could trade. We could force Cincinnati's hand, because Cincinnati needs a linebacker, D-line, edge, safety, interior lineman, corner, and tackle. Now, you have a tackle here. You got Spencer Fano. You got a corner. These two guys are ours. I don't know about Cincinnati. They're a wild card, brother. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to say, boom, we draft Sonny Styles here. All right? So if we go back down and look at the trade, that's KC. They're offering us the 24th and the 37th back and an extra pick. That's nice. But Caleb Downs ain't going to pick 24. That's not happening. And the way I worked with the mock draft, when we got Jeremiah Love, we were able to trade with the Detroit Lions one spot ahead of the Minnesota Vikings because the Vikings took Jeremiah Love in my other simulations. So we didn't want to go past Detroit so we could still get Jeremiah Love. But this isn't about Jeremiah Love, and he's off the board anyway. So we're going to go with Caleb Downs. Now, this is the thing. We don't pick again until pick 105. Okay? We don't pick again until 105. So I know a lot of y'all are like, oh my God. But you're talking about arguably two of the best players in this draft, definitely two of the best at their position, and maybe even generational talents. Sonny Styles tested off the board, off the charts at the combine. I'm not an Ohio State guy. You know I'm a Michigan fan. I didn't like it, but he tested well. Caleb Downs tested well at his pro day. So we're going to go with Caleb Downs, man. All right. So we got Caleb Downs. Now, right there, the Giants draft is done. I mean, you got Sonny Styles playing with Tremont Edmonds. You got Caleb Downs. Hopefully you got a rebound year with Javon Holland. And he's also going to push Tyler Nubin to be better. And I mean, with teams running 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, you know, you're going to need DBs that could cover. And you get that with Caleb Downs. So, you know, what we'll do right here is we'll speed it up. Just so it could go a little bit faster. All right. We don't pick until 105. So, when people say, oh, you know, who won the first day of the draft? The Giants clearly won the first day of the draft, bro. Oh, wow. AJ Halsey, Ted Hurst, who I like, from Georgia State, at wide receiver. I love him, but, you know, you can't get everybody. All right. So we're back on the board. Pick 105. Now, this is where we at. 105, 107, 132, 136, 145, 186, 192, and 193. All right. So let's see who's on the board. We got Demetrius. Oh, wow. Oh, what happened there? Oh, sorry about that. We got Demetrius Crownova. He's a good tackle, and we're going to need a developmental tackle anyway. We got Jalen Farmer, Jack Slaughter. I love Jay Sean Barham, but we already got some linebackers. Okay. Now, these are the guys I'm looking at. I'm looking at Xavier Harris, and I'm looking at Deshaun Striblin. Okay? I'm looking at them. I'm also looking at this guy here, Chris McClellan. I think Chris McClellan, he definitely has the size, and pairing him with Dex, Elijah Chapman, Darius Alexander, that's a good D tackle room right there, bro. So, and as you see, we still need an interior lineman, a corner, a defensive lineman, a wide receiver, and a running back. All right. So this is where we gotta look at the draft board, see what's working. You got Denver. Okay. Okay. All right. So you got Denver. I don't know, but let's try it and see. All right. So we're going to go to trade partners. Broncos, 108 and 111. All right. That means we got to throw another player. Now, this is also good because the Giants, I know a lot of y'all have been talking about the Kayvon Thibodeau rumors and this and that. Yo, let me tell you something, man. You don't trade Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau may not be Aiden Hutchinson. He might not have been the best edge rusher in that draft, but Kayvon Thibodeau is a solid player. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. He plays the run. He sets the edge. 2 years ago, this dude had 11 sacks, bro. I mean, let's not sleep on Kayvon Thibodeau, man. And you don't get better by trading away good young players. The league salary cap is going up. You know what I'm saying? You could get Kayvon Thibodeau for maybe 15, 17 million a year and sign him to a long-term deal. Sign him to a 5-year deal and you're done. You know what I mean? He's only 25 years old. You know what I mean? I don't agree with the trading Kayvon Thibodeau nonsense and drafting a 22-year-old edge rusher. That doesn't make sense. So they're asking for who we're going to throw in the deal. Now, this is the Denver Broncos, okay? So the Denver Broncos need help along their offensive line. This also helps the Giants. So I say we throw in Jon Runyan. Okay? Now, this is a 20-point swing. A player is going to be about 20 points. That's a 6-point difference. We're good right there. And as you see, accept. Okay. Now, you got an extra pick to get a guard, and you get rid of Jon Runyan and that heavy contract, bro. Jon Runyan's contract is, I think he's making about 10, 11 million a year. Get rid of Jon Runyan, bro. I know he's from Michigan, but nah, get rid of him. Okay, so, all right, we lost Demetrius Crownover. That kind of hurt. I ain't gonna lie. That kind of hurt. I don't know why that keeps popping up on me. So we lost Crownover. All right, now we still got Stribling. We still got Xavier Harris. We still got Chris McClellan. Now, if all else fails, we could take Xavier Harris. Xavier Harris is a big boy. 6'6", 320 pounds. He's a big dude. He is a big dude. But I'm looking at wide receiver here. So we're going to go to filter by position. We're going to go to wide receiver. Okay. Now we got Deshaun Stribling, Jeff Caldwell. I love him. This is a receiver that you're talking about 6'5", over 215 pounds, and runs a 4.4, bro. You know what I mean? I love him. So, and I think with the Giants, you got to have speed, speed, and more speed. Caleb Douglas is another one. 6'3", 200 pounds, a little bit thicker, and has speed. You know what I mean? This is a guy, and what I also like about this is you could go here and you could see the ratings. So they giving him a 9.5. They're basically saying Caleb Douglas is a legit starter, bro. And this is a guy that runs a 4.4 at 6'3", 200 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. That's serious. That is serious. CJ Daniels, who I love, started his career at LSU, then went to Miami. You know what I mean? CJ Daniels is cool too. But Caldwell, I like him. A 4.3. Are you serious? Like, come on, bro. All right. So, this is where we're going to reach a little bit for the players that we want. Okay? And keep in mind that, you know, I also like this because, as you see, the thing about this is that it also tells you if you've reached for the player. So Caleb's Downs, we took at 9. We didn't reach for him. Sonny Styles was a 6-rated player. We took him at 8. That's why he's green. We didn't reach for him. That's why I like this. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. My computer was saying restart, but I'm sorry about that. Pardon me. Okay, so we got 107, 111, and then we got 132. Now, we're gonna reach a little bit, okay? We're gonna reach a little bit because there's guys that I want, and there's guys that I personally want because I saw them play in college. I saw some of the games. Deshaun Stribling, 4.4. I mean, good Lord. 6'2", 210 pounds. Good broad jump, 10-inch hands. You know, he's got big hands. You know, he doesn't drop the ball. You know, so, all right. This is what we're going to do. So, we're right here. Now, we could take Jake Slaughter. Jake Slaughter is a center. A lot of y'all aren't fans of John Michael Schmitz. Neither am I. But John Michael Schmitz is serviceable. And I think with Aaron Stinney, he can also back up center. He's more of a guard, but he can also play center in spot work because we lost Austin Schlottman. He left via free agency. So, I think you can chill with maybe not. Oh no. You got a center here. You got what's the name? Where is he at? Where's the guy from Indiana? Pat Coogan. He's there somewhere. I believe he's still on the board. I believe Pat Coogan is still there. Yeah, Pat Coogan is still there. 197. Okay. So we don't really have to reach for Jake Slaughter. I do like Jake Slaughter better than Pat Coogan, but the thing is, I don't want to run out of picks because we don't pick again until 132. And I want to make sure the guys that we need are gone and off the board. So what I'm going to do is, and this is what I also wanted to do too. Corner. Okay. I'm looking at Tacario Davis. I'm looking at Ephesians Prysock. I love him. These are the two guys I'm looking at. I like Jalen Husky, but he reminds me a lot of Deonte Banks with the size, weight, speed, height, weight, speed. So I'm like, and I think Deonte Banks, we're going to keep him, but Denard Wilson is really going to have to work with him. So Tacario Davis, I'm really looking at. And Dalen Everett is off the board. So that's another thing we're going to have to look at. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach and I'm going to go with Deshaun Stribling because I like him. I mean, I think the dude is a baller. I think he's a gamer. We don't have to have him because, as you see, there was other wide receivers there. But I do like him, bro. I really like him. I love Jeff Caldwell. I love Damon Claiborne. There's some good guys at the back end of this draft, man. There's really some good guys to build your team up. So, now the corner situation we got to look at because, the corners, there's teams that need corners. So we might have to take Tacario Davis early. So that's going to put us in a little bit of a pickle. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gamble on Deshaun Stribling. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Jake Slaughter. All right. And what I'm going to do at pick 108 is I'm going to say, I like Chris McClellan. We could get McClellan at 111, but we can also probably get Xavier Harris, but I like McClellan better. Okay. So, all right, we got our center. Okay. So right now, this is how we looking. We got our linebacker, we got our safety, we got our center. Okay. So I'm going to reach and I'm going to go here because we need a corner and there's teams that need a corner. So I don't think he's going to be there when we come to pick. Tacario Davis is a one-on-one guy. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. He runs a 4.4. What more do you want? Ephesians Prysock is good too. He's good too. All right. So if you look at Ephesians Prysock, he's rated a little bit better, 6'3", 200. He runs a 4.4, a little bit slower. But they says he has more better ball skills. I don't think you could go wrong with either one of them. I like Tacario Davis a little bit better because I think he also plays zone a little better. I think he's just as good as a one-on-one defender, but I think he can also be a zone defender as well. But you also got Hezekiah Masses. He's a little bit smaller, but he's more of a slot guy. So I think those are the top corners. You got Chris Demings, TJ Hall, Canada's a slot. So really it's gonna be one of these two, either Prysock or Tacario Davis. I'm gonna go with Tacario Davis. Okay. So that was a reach. I know that. Now we at 111. Okay. So now at 111, we take our guy, Chris McClellan. Boom. Now we looking. Xavier Harris went. Deshaun Striblin went. Okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Now they're saying we should take Justin Jolly. We don't need him because we already got Isaiah Likely. We don't need Dante Corleone. They call him the Dancing Bear because he's big and he's got crazy footwork. But we already took Chris McClellan. Just as good, violent hands, and I think he can really learn from playing behind Dex and all those other guys. Now, at 132, we need a wide receiver. Striblin is gone. Okay? So, Jeff Caldwell is there. Jeff Caldwell is there. Caleb Douglas is there. All right. So, I'm going to reach and I'm going to go with Jeff Caldwell. All right. So, we got 136. We got 145. All right. Now, you're probably asking, why do I want these tall receivers? I want these tall receivers because we lost Wan'Dale Robinson in free agency, which I had no problem with. And I want to play Malik Nabers in the slot. A lot of y'all were talking to me and were like, yo, but Malik is an outside receiver. If Malik is in the slot, who's holding him? Who can guard Malik Nabers in the slot? Malik Nabers he'll kill it. He will kill it, bro. And then you put these big, fast dudes on the outside, 6'5" and 6'3" on the outside. Oh my God. That's insane. Insane. Now, so right now, we got our center, we got our wide receiver. Defense is done. Okay, we got a defensive lineman, we got a linebacker, we got a safety, we got a corner. Defense is done. All right, we got our center and we got a wide receiver. Okay, this is what we got left. 136, 145, 86, 92, 93. Okay. All right. So this is a guy who I'm looking at. Where is he? Okay. Billy Schroff, guard from Notre Dame. Billy Schroff is a beast, bro. A beast. Now you could read what it says about him. He is a legit beast. He was the team captain. He allowed 0 sacks. 0. Okay? This is a guy you want at guard. He could pull. He can pass block. This is a dude that you want, bro. Okay? So, I'm going to say we take Billy Schroff here. It's one pick over, but I don't think that's really much of a reach. We could go Trey Zoon, but I think Trey Zoon is going to transition to guard. Cage Casey, he had a good career. But I think we could get a tackle later on. And I don't think tackle is a pressing need because we also got Marcus Bowe, who is an excellent swing guy, guard and tackle. He could play either guard position. He could play either tackle position. So we're not stressed. But I think taking Billy Schroff right here at guard is a great pick. Now, we did lose a guy. I was looking at this dude, Adam Randall. Adam Randall is a beast. He is a big dude, 6'3", 230 pounds, man. Okay? And runs a 4.5. Adam Randall is a beast, man. I wanted him, but, you don't get everybody. So, this is where we're at right now. Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Slaughter, Tacario Davis, McClellan, Jeff Caldwell, Billy Schroff. Okay, so we got our center and our guard. We need a tackle, a wide receiver, a running back, and best player available. Okay? So, if we look here, you got Isaiah World. Isaiah World is a big dude. He is a big dude. 6'8", 300 pounds. He needs work. Okay? He needs work. But you're talking about a guy who's a mountain of a man. He needs work, but the Giants are taking a chance on Evan Neal again. So why not draft Isaiah World? I think his value right now is good. I like Keegan Tross at guard. But I think you kind of get okay. Now you got Drew Shelton here. Great upside. So maybe we could pass on Isaiah World. Okay. All right. Maybe we could pass on Isaiah World. All right. Okay. Maybe we can do that. All right. So, Michael Trigg. I say right now we take Keegan Tross because now the problem is we don't pick again until 180. Now we're going to lose a guy. Okay, we're going to lose a guy. It's going to be either Keegan Tross or Damon Claiborne. I love Damon Claiborne, but I think Keegan Tross would help us more because right now, if we get Keegan Tross and Billy Schroff, because remember, we also traded John Runyon. So we need another guard. So I think we're inclined to take Keegan Tross right here. All right. So there it goes. Keegan Tross. Ah, they took Kendrick Law. Okay. Okay. All right. So we lucked up. So I was looking at Kendrick Law from Kentucky because he's a return man. And I figured Damon Claiborne would be going off the board. Guess what? Damon Claiborne is still there. He's still there. So we're going to take Damon Claiborne. That's going to be our running back 3. And he's also going to be our returner. So we don't have to worry about Gunnar Olszewski and all that other nonsense. Damon Claiborne is explosive. He could catch passes out of the backfield. He can also run. So I'm good right there. Now, all right, so look where we're at. Oh, sorry about that. So look where we're at. All right. Now we got 2 guards. We got our center. Now we just need a tackle and our wide receiver. So Josh Cameron is a beast. He is a beast. But I want my receivers to be a little bit bigger. He reminds me more of a young AJ Brown. 6'1", 6'2", 220, 225 pounds. But I'm looking at somebody else. And just so I can find him quicker, we're going to go here. All right. Now, can we gamble and get Caleb Douglas later? I think we can. Okay? I think we can. So, we're at pick 192. All right. So, we need a tackle. J.C. Davis, I like from Illinois. He's got a decent rating. He's a developmental prospect, but I think Drew Shelton is a little bit better. You got Diego Pons, about the same. I have an affection for Big Ten players, so I'm going to go Drew Shelton here. All right, so, and now at 193, you know who we're going to get. Where is he at? Okay. Caleb Douglas. 6'3", 206 pounds. Now, let's see something real quick. Okay? So let's see something. So in our drafting maneuvers and everything else, we gave up a 1 and a 3 for 2028. Okay? We still got a 1, a 2, a 3, 2 4s, 2 5s, and a 6 for 2027. All right? We have a 1 and a 3 missing for 2028. We got a 2, a 4, a 5, a 6, and a 7. Now, we could be greedy and we could say, oh, let's get a 7th round pick and let's see if, maybe we could get a 3rd round pick, so that way we're just missing a 1. But I don't want to lose Caleb Douglas, man. And I don't think we're going to get that. So basically, as you see it here, all of those players we got, and I'm going to take Caleb Douglas now. All of those players we got, brother, all we lost was a 1st rounder and a 3rd rounder for 2028. And look at what we got. Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Jake Slaughter, Takario Davis, Chris McClellan, Jeff Caldwell, Billy Schroff, Keegan Tross, Damon Claiborne, Drew Shelton, and Caleb Douglas. Now, we got our 2 wide receivers. We can now throw Malik Neighbors in the slot. We got our 2 guards. We got our center to compete with John Michael Schmitz. We got a defensive lineman. We got a corner. We got a safety. We got a linebacker. Yo, the Giants came off in this draft, bro. All right, so let's do this. And let's resume. Okay. All right, so columns 1, display teams, Giants. All right. So this is what we got. Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Jake Slaughter, Takario Davis, Chris McClellan, Jeff Caldwell, Billy Schroff, Keegan Tross, Damon Claiborne, and Drew Shelton and Caleb Douglas. Brother, if the Giants walk away with that draft with the players they already have, they're going to be murder, bro. They're going to be murder. I don't care what you have. Because if Denard Wilson can get something out of Deonte Banks, and remember, Denard Wilson, he coached in Baltimore. I think he was on Wink Martindale's staff, but I think he's going to get Deonte Banks back focused. And I think Deonte Banks is going to have a bounce back year. And now you add Takario Davis along with Paulson Adebo. I mean, he didn't show up for the voluntary workouts. We'll see what's going on with that. But I mean, look at this, man. This was a good draft, bro. This was a good draft. There was a couple of reaches, but like I said, we reached for the players that we felt we needed. But I mean, to get Sonny Styles and get Caleb Downs in the same draft, and you only lost a 1st round pick and a 3rd round pick for 2028? Bro, come on, man. This is a starter for the next 10 years. Starter for the next 10 years. He's going to eventually be the starter. He's going to compete for the starting job. He's definitely going to be in a rotation. He's going to be a starter. He's going to be a starter. He's going to be a starter. He's going to be in the rotation. He's going to be a starter. And, he's going to be developing. And hopefully he'll develop into a swing tackle. And then we can use Marcus Bowe as our swing guard. So the Giants are in a perfect position. So that's it for my mock draft. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know whether you like it or not. I love it. We did this on the fly. It wasn't no retakes and making everything right, because some people try to have the perfect mock draft, I think this was an excellent mock draft. I like the picks. I love the picks, actually. The only guy we lost out on was Deshaun Striblin, because he's just a favorite of mine. But I think having Caldwell and Caleb Douglas, I'm cool with that. Two guys over 6'3", can fly, run 4.4s, and put Malik Neighbors in the slot, bro. And we got rid of John Runyon's contract, and we got rid of Darius Slayton's contract. So don't tell me you can't pay Kayvon Thibodeau $17 million a season. That's ridiculous. Why can't you? 17, 18 million a season. Why can't you? You were paying Darius Slayton $13 million a season, and he leads the NFL in drops, and nobody says anything about it. And he's been doing that religiously for the past couple of years. So, let me know what y'all think. I know it was about an hour, so but I like the picks. I think we were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. We were able to get 11 picks out of this draft, and we only gave up a 1 and a 3. All right. Let me know what y'all think. All right. Peace. I love y'all. See y'all in a couple weeks. All right. Later.